Hello there, everybody. Hope you're having a fabulous Tuesday, right? It's Tuesday. Sometimes you lose track of days very quickly when you're in game jam mode. We're gonna get started here pretty quick here. Just kind of continuing work on our fabulous little game we're working on here in Godot for the Brackeys Game Jam 2026.1. I remember it had like a whole name thing. Yeah. So we'll get started here. Let me just check. I was running a little bit late. Was just quickly doing some dishes and finishing up lunch. So let me just kind of make sure I got all my settings how I like. Uh, for one thing, I would like to be able to edit my stream properties from my stream deck. Oh, now someone's calling the house. That's great. Okay, I think we are ready to rock. Yep. Cool. All right. I'm going to go into my corner and we'll get to work. First things first, though, I did fix up my Calvin rig here, so now my emotes work a lot better with the keyboard, and I also extended the clipping barriers around the Calvin rig, so now I can point if out part of it getting clipped off or anything like that. It's great. Oh, and I want to show you my music. Because theoretically, I think I've got it working now, where I can actually like set up a whole playlist and it'll just go. Or I'll try it with 2 songs and then we'll go from there. Okay, so far so good. Switch over here. Yeah. All right. Now we can really get started. All right. So, as you can see above me, my goals. Well, I'm kind of in the way blocking it, but yeah, move. Yeah, I want to make more of a game flow for this game. So far, what we got is I can start. I can walk around. I can jump. I can pick up a donut, and then I can hold down the pickup button to throw it. And the longer I hold down the button, the further it's gonna fly. And while I'm holding it down, it also kind of slows me down, so I can kind of get really good angles on this. Perfect. I'll also turn down my music just a skosh, so it's not overwhelming me. But so far, this is not really a game. This is an environment. I need to make my game flow today. And I'm kind of on a deadline. I want to get this done in about 2 hours because I gotta head out of town for a little bit tonight. So we'll get to work and we'll just kind of push forward. Adjust chat so I can see that. If anyone wants to sound off in chat. I'm also going to hop onto my phone real quick and just make sure we're sounding good. I believe we are ready to roll. Okay. So, first things first, I'm the realist. Okay, last time I made just a basic script for game control. Actually, before we even get to that, I want to kind of finish up this pickup business. Because I did it in a way, but right at the end of stream last time, I kind of noticed it'd be kind of cool if basically... Let me get my other controller up here. So I am currently playing on keyboard, and then I want to spawn in and play controller. I thought it'd be kind of cool if you could like have, an object held by a player and then someone can kind of get above you and then like steal it out from your hands. So I am going to implement that now. The way we're going to do that is by finding some documents. Pickup control. Okay, when we pick up, I want current holder. Or current holder. That will be I'll move the controller off my lap so I can get to typing. Okay. Character control. So we pick up current holder equals character control. No, equals. I'm going to adjust my windows over here so I can kind of see when the music's about to change over. We're still in the early fiddly phases of Calvin trying to live stream, so please bear with me. I'm also going to reparent. Probably best handle on my end. Hey, it worked. My music. If you'll notice in the bottom of my bottom left of your screen, my display now shows the new track title as it's playing. So that's great. So after the song is over, I'll set up a huge playlist so we can just kind of have it going throughout. Also, boop. Okay. Sweet. And I'm still talking. Good. Every now and then I gotta check the mic, make sure I'm not just keeping it muted. Okay, so let's get to that. Something got wonky here. I think I was noticing that yesterday. It was just like the display was getting real funky. I know there's a way to do like multi-line statements. Is it just this? Will this crash? No, good. I think we're done with figuring out the power indicator. So, I'm going to get rid of that reparent. What was that? Okay, so when we pick up a thing, we're going to first check on pickup to make sure we don't already have a pickup. Oh, hey! Nice to see a new chatter. I'm currently working on a game for the Brackeys Game Jam. Currently, so far, it's just a little capsule running around an environment, and you can pick up. Well, you could pick up a little object here, and you could throw it around. But I'm now in the middle of changing that code to make it a little bit easier. Yeah, I'm just working on the code to make the pickup work for local multiplayer, so I can have player 1 and player 2, and they can pick up an object and maybe like steal it out of each other's hands. Oh, and I know... Well, I messed up there. Let's see here. Okay, so basically when it picks up, it needs to grab... Turn to new player control dot hold point. I think that was So now, when the character picks up the object, it's going to go right to its head. And now I can officially pick it up, charge up a throw, and throw the object. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So now that that's in place, I'm going to see first if we already have a current holder. Yeah. No, this is just some coding. It's real basic. This is the game engine Godot. So all we're doing is telling the computer how you want these different objects to work. So currently, I'm programming it. Oh, always allow. Okay, yeah. This is just programming. So we're telling the computer, giving it different like instructions that we can understand, so it can then figure out how to do different things in the game. So in this case, I'm going to tell this little donut here, when it's about to be picked up, it's first going to check to see if someone's already holding it. And if it is, then I want it. Going to create a new. Oh, hi. Glad you're watching along. I hope you got some parental permission, but glad to have you along. We keep it pretty family friendly here, but you never know what could happen while alive. Um, Release. Yeah, just coming up with little instructions and for the computer to understand, and then program, and the different objects in the game will kind of read through the program. It's like a script. If you've ever seen it's anyone's kind of instructions. So in this case, I'm going to have an instruction here that when someone tells this guy, all right, when someone tells this guy to release, it's going to check to see if we have a currently held pickup. It's going so if we have a currently held pickup, so there's something in my hands, then I'm going to check. I'm going to tell it to. Just going to. Currently, I just need to get rid of it. So, null in this case, it means just nothing. So we're telling it you have nothing in your hands. That's all you got. Thank you for the subscription. Okay. Well, I'm kind of thinking of things. Well, thank you. I hope I try to be cool if I can. Not always successful, but we try. We try every day. Want to get some music going. I've just got a playlist of Metroid song remixes, so this should keep us going for a little bit. Yeah, there we go. little background music while we work. So, in this, programming can be a little tough. You're interested in like getting into like programming, I always recommend the website Scratch, which is a kind of just introductory into how to make programs. So it'll give you like these little blocks you can move around to basically, instead of having to write out all these specific lines of code, you instead get all these little blocks you can play with and kind of like snap them together like Lego bricks to kind of program your different characters. It's free, but get parents' permission before you try it out. But it's real fun. It was how I kind of learned how to program at first. So, okay. Character. Okay, I think that should do it real basic like. Okay. So I want to test it out. I'm currently playing with the keyboard. I'm going to pick up the donut and throw the donut and pick up the donut again. Actually, there was one line I forgot to fix. The way the game, the text, if I'm close enough to pick up the donut, is by using this area 3D node. So basically, whenever this blue sphere is on, and the character's blue sphere, is touching that, it'll be like, oh, I can pick that thing up. So I need to make sure. Oh, nice! Congratulations on working on Scratch. It's always a good starting point. Okay, so I can pick up the donut. I'll walk around with the donut. I'm going to now pick up the donut from up here. Yep, I stole the donut. I'm going to just double check to make sure I can't still control the donut with the other guy. Good. Can I control this donut with this guy? Yes. Sweet. And now we gotta get a little fancy here. Because now we need to make a system for spawning for different spawn points. Okay. For now, I'm just going to grab some nodes. Yeah, we'll add more walls for now. This is just a test environment for me to kind of see if I got any of the mechanics working. Yeah, but if you did notice, the visual of the walls are they're kind of a little bit fake. So if I walk out here, I'm still on solid ground. It's just... Yeah, but there we go. Right. Okay. Going to make a series of like 8 spawn points. And should make this a group. Yeah, I'll make it groups. Okay. Spawn points. So now I'm gonna duplicate. It'll be enough for now. I'm now going to edit my code for my player spawner. So when we create a new guy, where's my... Okay. When a new player joins, we're going to get our default character right here. And we're then going to duplicate it and then add it there. I'd like to be popular, but we're still starting out. This is just kind of... I've released 2 of the Pen Sword episodes, which are more, more kind of like cartoons, I guess, more animated series, storytelling stuff. And then I've streamed twice so far, and both have been this week. I did a series of streams a while ago, but they weren't too great, so I'm starting it up again. Let's see. I'm going to move you over this way. Then move all these spawn points back over here. Yeah, I've got a good amount. I'm very appreciative of how many people have already subscribed and everything, but you go. I'm always striving to do better, and we'll get there. For one thing, I would love to get to, like, I think it's 500 subscribers and like 30,000 watch hours. I think that's when you can start, like, monetizing your stuff. Here, let me fix this position. No, the code I've got so far is working. So we can grab the donut, throw the donut, and when a new player spawns in, they can pick up the donut, and the other player can steal it out of their hands. But what we're currently trying to do is make it so when a new player joins in, they get spawned at a certain position. I had 3 subscribers for a while too. I mean, it's all about just getting started. Was worried the music was getting a little too loud. Oh, nice. Congrats on your dad making a game. So when we get this guy, we're just gonna make him invisible, and we're gonna spawn him way over here out of the way of the camera. And then we actually want to spawn in player, as in spawn him in the game. Right now, we'll just do spawn player, player int. Spawn in. We want to just find that player. I don't know. I mean, I'm currently... My game is... we have not gotten to the actual... We're currently working on the game part of the gameplay. I think it'll be pretty easy. I'm planning on making it kind of a party game, so kind of like a Mario Party or something where you can like have four people play at the same time. You're just kind of having fun at the same time. Okay. Character. What we're going to do here is called a for loop. So we're going to go through this list of characters we've already spawned in. So there'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4 players already spawned in. We're going to then assign each of those guys a variable of instantiated character. And then we're going to go through that entire list and see what we can do. So we're going to see. Yeah. At the game jam is ending at like 5 a.m. on Sunday, I think. And it'll be on the Brackeys Game Jam like website. And I'll make sure to post like a video link of like how to play the game and how to I usually can make it work on just like on a website so you can play like in your browser, but we'll see if I can be able to do that this time. Okay, 4 player. Instantiated characters. If instantiated character dot player index equals player. And found character equals instantiated character. Okay. Break. So it's going to go through this list of all the characters we've already spawned in. And then it's going to check each of those characters and see if its player number matches the player number we're looking for. And if it is, then we're going to set that as the found character and get out of the loop. So if we found a character, then we are going to position. Now I need a random spawn point. I'm just kind of making this for fun. Game jams, they're all about making games for in a quick amount of time, just so you can kind of get in the practice of making games. So the current Brackeys Game Jam is running from 5 a.m. Sunday, last Sunday to next 5 a.m. Sunday. And so you get a full week to work on just making a game with a theme. And this theme is strange places. So the eventual idea for this game is going to be you and your friends are like kind of like space captains. And so you're going to be on a big spaceship, and then you'll teleport down to a planet, and you'll have a few, like maybe like less than a minute to do some goal. So it might be you need to get these like alien fruits across a lake of river or something. And then maybe there'll be another planet where you have to like fight in like in an arena or something. And then whoever wins the most amount of these like strange battles wins that game. Yeah, I'm a game dev. In terms of I do game development. I haven't released anything big and official yet. There's a few like small things I've made before where they're for like other game jams, but nothing's been quite a big project yet. So I like doing these like little game jams to hopefully learn enough that I can one day make the big games. Okay. If found character. We're going to get our list. Random spawn index equals int. And I've range from 0 to get tree, get group. I'm going to explain all this in a second. I just need to Get node count and group. Spawn points. Oh, thank you. I hope you'll enjoy my first big game when I get there as well. So then we're going to. So what we're doing here is we're going to get var just means variable, so just kind of like a bucket to contain something. It could be a number, it could be a word, it could be an image. Just variable is anything we contain. In this case, we're going to create an int, which stands for integer, which basically means whole numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But nothing that would be like 0.5, because that is a decimal, and that would be a float number. So we're creating an int, and that int will be equal to a random number between 0 and the amount of spawn points we have. It can be a lot. Programming can be a little complicated. I'm trying my best to try to explain it, but it's also, if you've ever had to explain like what letters are to someone, it's like you can understand what a letter is, but it's kind of hard to explain something you already know so well. I'm gonna music a little bit. This is kind of light. So. Okay. So I am now going to make spawn character. Three, and we're also going to get spawn rotation. Sweet, the music changed just how I liked. Good. Vector 3s are other kinds of variables. Like an int is just one whole number. A vector 3 is basically 3 numbers. So they're good for like figuring out a position in space. So we can figure out where it is along the X, the Y, and like the Z. Or in this case it'd be where it is along this X-axis, where it is along this this Z-axis, and the Y-axis. Oh, well, thank you. I encourage everyone to try to get into programming. You'll have to learn your math a little bit. That's always something I've told. Like, I worked with some students for a good while, and I always told them to learn your math, because you'll never know kind of where it'll help you. Like, even the main thing I do is animation, and I still use my math a lot. So learn as much as you can. If you're familiar with graphs, let me show this. So basically, this is like a graph. So if we want to figure out where something is in space, let's say I want to find out, I want a node. I want to find out where this white square is in space. What I'll need to figure out is like how far along on the horizontal and how far on the vertical. Yeah, I'm glad you're taking interest in math. So, math, that's good. So, yeah, the horizontal here is the x-axis, so it's how left or right something is, and then the y-axis here is how high up it is. So in this case, we could represent this white square is at x-axis like 10 and y-axis like 5. When you go into 3D, you have to deal with depth, because we have, just like previous, we have x-axis and y-axis, which is our horizontal and vertical, but now you have to deal with how like far back something is. So in this case, like this donut here is 0 on like the x-axis because it's like right in the middle. It's maybe like 1 or 2 on the y-axis, and then on the z-axis it's maybe like 2 or 3. And dealing with graphs and stuff, that's very much a geometry and kind of trigonometry kind of dealio. Alright. Okay, so we're gonna get when we spawn a new character, we want to get new position, rotation, and then we'll show it. Yeah, nice. I'm glad you have someone around who can help with these kind of concepts, because I'm still learning how to kind of talk about what I know and how to share it correctly. Okay. Skosh. Sweet. Okay, that line got a little long, so I had to zoom out a little bit. Oh yeah, I'm always making sure I'm family friendly. This stream for sure will be family friendly. If you're concerned about that kind of stuff, I would maybe watch when I post it as like a YouTube video after. I'll make sure I cut out any swears or anything. I've never sworn in my life, so don't have to worry about that for when I'm here. But if I'm playing something like on a future stream, or I have like a friend in a future stream, you might want to just kind of keep things on mind. For right now, though, it's just me. Just being family friendly. Found character. Spawn point. Hello. I'm also going to change this to global. Worldwide. Yeah, didn't miss much. I'm still just kind of doing the basic coding stuff here. Because right now, I think that should do it. Okay, I came back a good time. I think we're gonna have something working here. So when I hit the join button, the character is going to pop up and he's going to appear in like one of these like 2 or 3 different positions. So we'll see if that works. Yes, sweet. So when I spawn in a new character with my controller, should spawn in a new place. Yes. Sweet. Excellent. Okay. I am going to now change a bit of my camera code. Because right now, my camera, when I spawn in, it follows the character around as they're moving around. And when I spawn in a second character, it tries to its best to kind of keep both of them together on the screen. So what I want to do is make sure that we're only following players that are actually up and around. So, for each target. It's a lot, yeah. Don't let this deter you from trying to do programming. I have been programming for a good while. I on my channel, I've got to the episode of the Pen Sword Adventures, Confessions of a Game Dev Wannabe, where I kind of talk about all the how I've learned how to program growing up, and it's been a good few years at this point, maybe 10 years plus. So this is not like the very first thing I've ever done. So don't let this be super scary. One, two. I'm going to just make a quick test thing. So when we have players spawn in. Oh yeah. Here, I can turn down the music as if it's just kind of too distracting. Yeah. I'll make it a little bit quieter. Sorry about that. I can also turn my mic up a little. So now I'm louder than that. So I try to balance it out, but sometimes I talk a little quieter than I should. I'm sorry about that. So now I'm going to, this is a little code. So when I spawn in, that player should be up and around and movable. When I spawn in the second player, they're going to still not be actually placed anywhere. So hopefully, nope, that didn't work. Well, for one, change that. It's code can be very complicated, just kind of because it feels like it is literally a different language. But after you can kind of figure out like what it's asking of you, I think it's a lot easier to kind of figure out the nuances. So yeah, that's why I always recommend like something like Scratch, just so you can like figure out like what's a variable, what scripting is. You're just giving it instructions, and then you can kind of figure out like what each system wants you to, how each system wants you to spell out things and how it wants it to format things. Because what I'm using is Godot, which is a game engine. It's kind of newer, but its scripting language is something called GD script. So GD script. And it just kind of uses tabs, kind of say, okay, this is a new line of code for you. But some other languages, they want you to put like a little semicolon at the end of it to show like, oh, that's the end of a line. So each language has their own things. Visible targets. Yeah. 0. It's okay. It, everyone, I am sure your game is just as good, if not better, than what your dad probably made at your age. I have no insight about what you or your dad have made, but I'm sure you've learned a lot and you've had good tools at your hands that you can make something pretty good. Visible targets. Okay. So now I think that should work. So I spawn in, camera's following around. The second player. Not quite. I'm going to use my debug manager. I'm going to have it print out. Actually, bug manager dot update data targets. Oh yeah, no, it. Be proud of whatever you can make. My first game jam entry I made, you could move around environment, and it didn't even fully load when I uploaded it. It was like literally a game that was broken. So be proud of having something where you can walk around. Oh, I know what's wrong here. Okay, so the problem my code was having was I was telling the camera when when it's trying to figure out where the middle position is between two players, check to make sure both players are visible. Otherwise, don't even try to calculate the invisible player for where the middle point is. The problem was it was trying to figure out if the target it was looking for is visible. But currently, what the camera is targeting onto is not actually the player, but a little invisible point I have on the player. So technically, that thing is always visible, even if its parent is not. So I am going to in tree, I think is code. No. One moment as I remember what the visibility code is. Is visible in tree. Okay. Oh, that got really funky there. Okay, so now this line is going to see, is this thing actually something we can see? So that moves around. And we are good. I think if I just push up. Yep. So that invisible player there, I'll make it so we can't move it when you're not spawned in a second, but it's good for testing because right now, since it is not visible, it's not affecting the camera. That's great. That's great. Yeah. Figuring out what's wrong with your code is just kind of the way I always do it is basically I look through my code like a computer. So I'd be like, okay, if I'm a computer, what would I be doing here? I'm going one step at a time. First, I'm making a list of targets. And I'm going for each one and just kind of figure out what is the computer saying that you're not necessarily by writing it. Yeah, okay. Sweet. So now, let's just make it... What here? Okay. Good start, good start. Yeah. This GD script is a new language just for Godot, but it's very much based on Python. The big thing with Python is these kind of tabs. So basically, instead of having to end each line of code with the old semicolon, you just kind of tab in, and that's like, okay, that's a new line. It makes it a little bit faster instead of having to go, line, 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 adding a semicolon to everything. But also at the same time, it does make some things a little funky, because like if I have like a really long line, it has to take up that entire line. Well, hello there, Max. Nice to see you. Hop on. We're just chatting. I have a nice a young viewer in chat, just kind of. They're still learning game development, so they're asking some good questions and everything. All right. So now, let's try this again. Sweet. And now if I spawn in a second player... Let's see if I can move the camera in a way where I can see. Nope. Yeah, this is Godot, Max. Some of it might look familiar. I know you're using. I think, what is it you're using? You're using. Game Maker, which is I think kind of similar stuff. It's got a lot of probably the same bones, just because they were kind of developed not necessarily together, but kind of similar. They're siblings in a way. Change that because. Oh, right, RPG Maker, sorry. I mean, even RPG Maker is I think the only real major different engines are like Unreal and Unity. Even Unity, it's got a lot of the same blood as Godot. Okay, they all very much feel like siblings. I get to okay. We got spawning in. Yeah. Currently in the chat is my friend Max. We went to college together, and we also have a friend in chat who's new here, and they're younger viewers. So we're gonna keep things family friendly here today. I usually do, but for anyone out there worried, we're keeping family friendly. That goes for you guys in chat as well. Gotta keep family friendly. Okay, where was I? Right, we got all our spawning working. I'm now going to get rid of that piece of code. Why, thank you, Max. I think you are a super talented guy as well. Probably be going for maybe about another hour here. We'll see how I'm feeling. Okay, so right now, okay, good. Good to know we're already hitting some roadblocks. Okay. Perfect. So right now, we can have a character spawn in, run around, pick up the donut, and throw the donut. We can then have a second player spawn in. Yeah. Pick up the donut, and you can steal the donut. This will not be a donut in the final game unless I want to be fun for like a level. Because the idea for the full game is going to be kind of a... The idea for the full game is going to be kind of a WarioWare-esque thing where you and other players drop down to a planet and you have a few seconds to do a task. So it could be get a fruit to across like a river of lava, or in a battle arena and you have to do something. So, sponge. Yeah, I want to make it so even if you're not active, it's still got. There we go. Okay, I think we're gonna try like that. The deadline for this game is Sunday at like 5 a.m. So I got a little time on this one. I am going to be using a lot of that time because I'm currently going to be heading out of town by the end of the day. Well, thank you. Yeah. I encourage everyone. I'll make sure to post a video about this game when it's all done so people can check it out on the web. But yeah, I'll be heading out of town tonight, so I won't be able to work on it either tonight or tomorrow. Thursday, I'm going to try to get a little bit of work on it, and then Friday, I'll probably not be able to get much work on it as well. And then Saturday is going to be the crunch day of just kind of getting it all in. Now I want... I'm going to make a test variable because basically when I want this to... You still have like physics even if you aren't in control. So I'm going to make just this is the input map. This is where I can assign what buttons I use for different things. So in this case, I need a button for. So I'll just do debug. And I'll make that the Q button. Yeah. Equals. Okay, true. We'll use it true. So with the input map here, this is actually kind of one of the things I like. It's kind of what Unity had like right before I stopped using it, where basically instead of like having to like hard code in, like if input dot get key, like the Q or the K key, you instead give it a list of actions. So in this case, I've got a move forward action, and then you assign what inputs can trigger that action. So in this case, the W key and the joypad axis 1, which is the left joystick on controllers, both of those will affect or will trigger the move forward action. So this is not my job currently. Currently I got no job. So I would like this to be my job. I would love to be just kind of coding all day or live streaming all day if that's the job. But currently not. I'm currently in the lookout for jobs. I've got a few applications out to like game development places, but nothing's been picked up yet. So yeah. And also with the input map, that does have the issue of it will right now it'll pick up the joystick input on any controller connected. So any controller you have connected will trigger this action. But what I have is a special plugin that makes it so like when you start up the game, it will go through this list of action maps and duplicate them all out, separated into different controllers. So controller 1 will have a move forward 1, and controller 2 will have move forward 2, and it'll duplicate that all right as I start up, so I can edit everything while I'm working on it in one small list, and then when it's actually played, it will duplicate it all out. Oh, nice. Yeah. I'm proud of anyone with a game development job. Where's my input? There we go. Input. It's okay. I'm continuing. I've got a really good support system, and I've been doing a thing where basically every other day I send out a new job application. I've gotten an interview for one, and actually it was for a game development place, and I'm still in contact with them. So maybe at the end of this game jam, I'll send them what I've worked on, and maybe they'll be like, "Oh, he's got some good talent. We can hire him." Debug. Oops. You'll occasionally, with programming, you'll see me put like a little exclamation point before a variable. what the exclamation point basically means is the opposite. So in this case, so if, like for if currently held pickup, the exclamation point means if no currently held pickup. So if there's nothing currently being held, do this thing. And in this case, doing a variable equals variable with the little exclamation point means just flip it. So in this case, if it's true, it'll become false. If it's false, it'll become true. Sometimes I don't know why. There we go. Okay. So I think, yeah, we can run around. But as soon as I hit Q, yeah, it freezes me in place. What I want it to do, because basically the Q button is pretending like there's no, the player is not allowed to use their controls. So what I want it to do is not allow me to move while I have no controls, but still apply like physics and things. I hope you do well. I hope you also become a game dev like your dad. So cool. So now I have made it. Oh, I made it too good. Separate that out into a separate line. What I'm doing here is called an early return. So basically, when the process function will be called every basically frame of the video game. So basically every time it's working. And what I'm doing here is basically, if we hit this code and there's no input, then it's going to return and just going to not do anything else in this section of code. So I've done that a few times here. Once for if there's no device connected that can control this guy, just back out. Don't worry about going for the rest of it. Then after that, I can do my debug little input, and if that means we are no longer in control, back out again. So I can do hut, pick up, and I can throw, and I can pick up, and if I lock out the input, locked, can't throw. Great. So now we need to get the movement code separated out. And I might... I want to separate it out, kind of keep it clean, but I think I'll just have to kind of put it all together here. If movement. Oh wait, no. If no input. Or we're not in control. Thank you very much. I very much encourage you to become CEO then. Smooth. Like, we can do all these calculations, but then the one thing we want to stop is actually using the move. I think that should do that there. So if we are no longer in control, if we are in control, and we do that. Here, I think hey, let me check something real quick. I'm gonna see, I think I might have a Gmail on listed on my YouTube account. It says there's an email address if you're logged into YouTube. So there should be one there if you're interested in sending me stuff. Just let me, just be aware, I am a stranger on the internet, so you gotta be safe about sending things to people, okay? I think it should do it. So I can move around and I hit the Q. Okay, I can still rotate. That's a problem. But, kind of want a little momentum. I guess that's fine. What am I calculating? Rotation. Think. I'm making this too complicated for myself, I think. Because I got two separate sections where I'm setting things. Here, we'll just do else This is the analysis paralysis that I'm never a fan of. Hey, thank you very much, Max. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good one. I think that should make it a little better. I'm running. I can't turn. Great. I jump. Wow. Oh. Sweet. All right. Next stage. Want to undo. I had it for a second, and then my mind slipped. Run. Jump, throw. Oh, that was interesting. Kind of a unique physics when you try to throw it. I think I'm gonna keep that. Sorry to punch the mic there. Do. Pick up and throw. I like to have physics when I'm hit. But first, I should probably... Here, I've got my... Let me get my... We'll check my business email account. Nope. One moment, folks. I think I still... Open that up. Nope. Okay. One moment. As I check my email. Okay. No one can see. I still have that email. Let us see. There, I can put it in. That is my business email there in chat. There you go. So that's the email if you want to send me anything. Now, once again, I am a stranger on the internet, so don't think this is a personal friendship or anything. This is, if you want to show me something, I'd be happy to look at it. But okay. I think I'm going to change that to a vector 3. I'd love to take a look at it. check my stuff. Yep. Okay. All right. So we got all that. Movement direction, current acceleration. Now we're going to do all of the actual calculations. Actually out of this. We're gonna have a whole bunch of errors, but that's okay. Current acceleration. Could have sworn current acceleration was calculated. But actually, that will work. Do I not need to float right now? Well, thank you for the email. I'll check it out after stream just to make sure it's all good to go and all that. Make a separate jump. I don't think anything there. I thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. I'll take a look at that. Okay, also works. Yep, sweet. All right, I think I got about 30 minutes left in me. I want to see if I can apply physics to like a hit. We are going to do a stun system. So var. Yep. Okay, so var current stun float equals 0. Greater than 0. Then we're going to current stun minus equals delta. Currently, we are sitting at about 200 lines for the character, about 45-ish for the camera. We're pretty low so far in terms of lines of code. It's kind of spread out across a few different things. And let me also close out the tabs of stuff I did not make. We can just kind of get a good estimate. Yep, still pretty low for the time being. And some of this is just kind of stuff that won't even be in game, like these debug scripts are just for my own help. Hi, Dylan. We got a new viewer here as well today. They're a younger viewer, just getting into programming, so we're kind of showing them a little bit of the ropes of what what I've done. Also, Dylan, I know you're curious about the music from last stream, and so far I've gotten no copyright notices of any kind. So far the Metroid music seems to be fine. The Metroid remix album, this seems to be fine. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Just gonna clean up this code a little bit to make it easier for me to understand. Okay. Do all of our jumping and gravity. Sweet. Yeah. Currently, we haven't gotten much progress just because I was kind of cleaning up stuff and making it a little bit nicer. Oh, I thank you for checking out the pen sword adventures. That's kind of, we got. That's always been kind of a fun project of mine. Nice. Yeah. Now, okay. Where? Congrats on the lots of lines of code by your dad. And I said thank you to Dylan for checking out the Pen Sword Adventures. And now we are going to add a stun system. All right. Okay. Stun is greater than current stun is greater than 0. False. Okay. So now I can be stunned. And I want it to be if I hit a player. If I have a collision signal. I mean, yeah, 30,000 can be a lot. I mean, it depends on the scope of your game. Like, some games have a lot of code, some have a little, and it doesn't really determine like what the size of the game is. Some games are really moved by like their art over like the actual code. I have some the games I've made so far aren't really super solid, but I think, do I have it on my website? Let me link my website on my YouTube channel real quick. There we go. Copy. Now if you go to the channel's like main page, you should be able to find a link to my website, and there is a section of games I've made. Also, the most recent Pen Sword Adventures episode. Most recent Pen Sword episode, I talk about a game I made for that episode, and in the description there is a link to how you can play that game. So yeah, most recent Pen Sword episode. That's way one. Well, thank you, Dylan, for checking out the Pen Sword Adventures and kind of going through it all. Next episode should be ready. I mean, it's ready right now, but I'm waiting until March, probably 7th at this point. I'm going to check with one of the voice actors for that episode, make sure it works for them. But yeah, March 7th should be the next Pen Sword episode, and I'm really excited about that one. Okay, emitted when a collision with another occurs. Yeah, on body entered. And just for now, we are going to use my fun debug print input. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Not a lot of games there. If anything, I like the games and mods section. It also shows the Rivals of Ether mods that I've worked on, and those ones are fun. But that's for an official game, and that's also there's some adult content in that people upload for that game. So that one's a very much ask for parental permission and all that. Let's see what that looks like. So I'm going to get rid of some of these debugging things. Keep it clean. Okay. Connect my controller. Connected controller. I'm going to pick up the donut. Spawn it. Oh. Well, that's good. Ah, that's why I don't have an input for controller. Say that button. There we go. Spawn in. So now if I throw this donut, it should collide. Threw the donut too hard. Ain't that the way? Oh, ooh. Interesting. There's not another body to collide with, is there? Collision shape 3D. It's always these physicsy kind of things that are the things that hold me back. Enter. Let's do some reading. I'm not sure what you mean, my friend. If you want to see the game I'm working on, the game you sent me, I don't want to quite do it on stream, just so I can kind of know what I'm getting into. But I can take a look real quick to make sure I did get it. I do see it there. Sure I didn't dox anything. Okay, we're good. Oh, do you want me to debug your game? That I don't know about. Here, I can take a quick look. If it throws out a weird, like, hey, this is a bad file. Hope it doesn't do anything. Ooh, HTML. Okay. Interesting. Okay, can I free the mouse there? Yep. Okay. Oh, thank you very much, my friend, for sending me that game. I just took a quick look at it. I just wanted to make sure it looked fine and all that. Oh, my game. Oh, my game. Okay, okay. Ooh, yeah. So, yeah. This game I'm working on, not quite finished yet. The games I've made in the past I can show real quick, I suppose. But like, I got remind you, these are Game Jam games, so they're and old ones at that. So they're not the most impressive things you'll ever see. That's up top. Yeah, yep. My apologies, my friend. Here, we'll do a quick Calvin play show off. So like I've got the Produce Parsec was a game I made. Ooh, I want to say does it have a year? Let's see here. It was a submission for this Game Jam, which was a good while ago. I'm trying to find the year. Well, regardless, long time ago. Had some weird bugs, but the basic idea being you're a little spaceship and you're flying around to pick up different produce options to power up the lasers in your ship. So let me see if I can find some produce real quick. So I found some frozen peas, and now I can load them up into my blaster, if I remember. There we go. And now I can fire with the power of the pea shooter. Yeah, well, we're just taking a quick look at this game, and we'll get back to game development for a little bit longer. And so the whole idea is that the longer you have one of these, like, foods in your weapon, the faster it's going to expire, and then you have to like find more fruits and veggies and on things to load up your weaponry. Cool. So that was that game, and then this one was from the Game Maker's Toolkit Game Jam 2022. This one is Agents Never Die, but as in like a dice. Screen is real small on this one. Sorry about that. Don't know if I can make... It's there, trust me. The whole idea here with this one was that you choose how many dice you want to roll, and then you roll them, and then what you get a movement range, and you have to use your dice to kind of also access these terminals. But the risk is the more dice you roll, the better, the more distance you can move, but the louder your dice roll is. Yeah. So like there's a guard. So if I do a big roll, big roll. Oh, I've alerted the guard to my position. And they're going to try to follow me. So I gotta be careful of how loud I am with my dice rolls. Wish I could make the screen bigger. Oh well. That was the other game I have on my website. But yeah. This hopefully will be more of a complete game than those guys. Okay, let's figure out physics. Emitted when a collision with another physics body or grid map. Yeah, thank you. I was proud of the Agents Never Die one. I needed more polish. It was kind of just that one environment. I needed more to it, I think. Actually, yeah, collision. We will make a new area. Area 3D. Call this Hurt Box. Make you unique. There we go. A little bit smaller. And then we'll make it a red. Kind of. And for right now, we are going to not show that. Okay. So now, I'm going to make now a hitbox. Wait. You want to make this a hitbox. Yeah. That's kind of funny because I've also been trying to apply for different game development jobs like right before that episode premiered. So it was kind of like, well, I've made a lot of game development progress, but wait if I could just wait for the episode to come out, then you guys could see what I've done so far with my game development career in quotes. I'm going to make another area 3D. Hit hurt box. Wait. I always get hitbox and hurtbox confused, and I know it's up to me what I want my game internally to use, but I think hitbox is where you can be hit, and hurtbox is the damage. So then we are going to find a collision shape 3D, paste. We want to make it unique. Make it like a kind of purple. I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger for now. No. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger for now. There we go. Okay. Tank. Body entered. Received when the received body enters the area. We need... There we go. Okay. Area entered. Connect that to player. And stun, current stun equals 2. Just to give it a number. D. Use the same kind of code here. And then the pickup, I'm going to set these all to a collision mask. Okay. I will have layer 3. Vulnerable and monitoring. I'll explain this all in a moment because it's something I'm still not super solid on as is. If this works, then we'll... Yep, that's what I was worried about. Okay. Thank you for enjoying my wait, I can do it. My dream game gag. I really enjoyed that one as well. I watched the premiere with my father, and he also got kicked out of that. I can also rename you to Detection. Hit on ready, var, Birchbox, area 3D. And when we start up, we'll have Hurtbox monitorable equals false. Thank you very much for enjoying the episode. I'm also glad the length didn't seem to be a deterrent because episode... let me think here. I think it's episode 3 for sure is going to be longer by a few minutes. And then currently I'm working on episode 4, and it is currently possibly going to be an hour long. So fingers crossed that the length does not become an issue. I hope I don't hype up episode 3 too much, but it is my favorite so far. Okay. Pick it up. I hope I don't immediately take damage. Yep, it does. Okay. Current holder. Last holder. Thank you. Yeah. I don't want to quickly become like the really big kind of like video essay YouTubers that like have like 7-hour videos. I appreciate a lot of those kind of series or creators, but I personally don't want to be making a 7-hour animation. Thank you. Yeah. For my own mental health, I will not never. Eventually, I would like to like. I've got some like old animation friends from college that I would like to contact about like working on an episode together. But my pipeline for like making an episode is still very much. I'm still kind of figuring out how to make it work best for me. So once I learn kind of like how best to structure a project, I'll kind of start roping some other people in, especially if I can get to the point where I can get like ad revenue from the videos, then I can pay them, and then that's kind of the big thing. I want to be able to pay my employees, as it were. So. Yeah. I've been lucky. Episode 2's like title card, like right after the intro, was done by my friend Sally, who was also RoboFrog in that episode, and I was very gracious that they were willing to just kind of make the thumbnail, the title card for for free. But for future, I'd want to eventually get paying my people who help me out on these things, and then like also the voice actors so far have all been just doing it for free. But when I get to the point where I'm making money from this, then I would want to give back. Pick up folder self or pick up current folder equals. Yeah. So far, the voice actors in Pensword have been just some friends of mine. Keep an eye on Sally's socials, because they've been working on a video essay kind of for themselves in the background for a while, and they've been kind of asking me for some advice and things. And like they're I think it's going to be a really good video essay when it gets done. Okay. All right. I think we are. Well, welcome back, my friend. We might be nearing the end here if this works. So I can pick it up, I can throw it. Sweet. Now I'm going to connect my controller. Swoop. And I'm going to throw the donut at the keyboard player. Actually, wait, nope, I can't, because this is not really there. Okay, I'm going to... Sally, I don't know if they've currently got a YouTube channel, but I mean, keep an eye on. I think I linked their socials in the description of episode 2, and then as soon as they get a YouTube channel, you'll want to take a look. Okay. The game developer Masahiro Sakurai, who's the director of the Super Smash Bros. Games, has like shown when he's playtesting the games, he'll like have like 2 controllers on his lap and is able to like play them with like one hand, and I aspire to do that one day. So right now I'm just kind of dash dancing with this. Yes, okay. We can stun a player when we throw the donut. It's still hot though once it's hit. So maybe I don't think I need the on body entered for anymore. What calls that? Yeah. I think his series might be for mature audiences, but the Sakurai's making games series is really good. He made like he's a game developer for like Nintendo, but he made like a whole YouTube channel talking about his process for making games, and I think he uses some mature adult examples, but like the actual like discussions he has are all pretty family friendly, I believe. I'll show it off here in a moment. Hit. Just for now, I will make. I would love to keep on working, but I need to head out. I'm like leaving town here in like about an hour to go help out my sister. So I would love to keep on streaming all day today, but then when we get a hit, we will do new pickup dot hit. Okay. So if this works, we should be able to have our guys here. I will have the keyboard player move over here so I can do one of these. Then I'll have this guy on the controller pick up the donut. He's going to throw the donut at the keyboard guy while he's dancing. He should get stunned as soon as he's hit, so he won't be able to dash dance like this anymore. But then the donut should not be hurtful as soon as it hits. Yep. Wait. Oh. The donut is still hurtful. We got some errors, so let's see here. Function blocked. Use deferred. Oh, right. Deferred. Monitorable. Don't plan on a live stream tomorrow. I'll still be out of town for pretty much all of tomorrow, but Thursday I think I can do. It will be up in the air for Friday, and then Saturday I'll try again to. Yeah, just keep in. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next live stream. Oh, nice. Yeah. Currently, we're in the central time zone for here, so it's a nice 2 p.m. But yeah, I've been kind of mixing up the stream start times. We'll kind of see what works best for people. Okay. Final test. Charging it up. Ha! Ooh, he's hurt. But he's back. He can pick up the donut. He can pick up the donut. Then he can throw it at this guy. And he can't move. So now he can pick up the donut. And if I just throw it at a wall, it will bounce off, but it will not hurt me because I'm the one who threw it. That, I believe, will do it for today. So let me also turn down my music. I will hide the boombox. Turn to face the camera. Well, thank you. Thank you for having notifications on. All right. I think we did some good progress today. Yeah, yeah. I'm proud of what I got done today. I didn't quite get to like the flow kind of like flow state of the game where we actually like, have, you know, game conditions of winning and losing, but we did pretty good, I think. Yeah, thank you all so much for joining me on this little journey. If you're watching this as a video on demand, it should be good to go right away, but I'll cut out to the little bit at the beginning that says like, "Oh, there might be some foul language or something," because we remained pretty good. We made no swears, no bad bits. We're all good. All right. I want to thank you all again for watching. Have a safe day. And see you next time. Bye bye.